What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to be showing you a few different items for water purification in the outdoors. This pretty much is going to apply to most of your survival situations, even at-home survival, because water is extremely important. You can only live about 3 or 4 days without water, and death from dehydration is an extremely agonizing way to die, both psychologically and physically. So this is very important. When considering preparing any kind of bug out bag or survival kit, water should be one of your top priorities of items you're putting in there. If you're in any kind of survival situation, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, what is going to kill me first? Is it going to be exposure from weather? Is it going to be people that are trying to hurt me? And usually at the top of that list somewhere is dehydration and water, since you can't live very long without it. In the outdoors, you got to be careful of the water that you consume. It could have bacteria and parasites in it that will make you very ill. And if you get sick in a serious survival situation, that could have life-threatening consequences. So you need this stuff to protect yourself from that. And it's not a bad idea to have a combination of some of the items I'm about to show you. It's good to have backups of your backups. The first thing I want to show you is my Katadyn Hiker backpacking water filter. I have a full review and outdoor demo of this filter, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about it right now, but if you're interested, check that video out. Quickly, I'll just go over how it works. You pump the filter. This goes in your water source. The water comes up through the hose. It gets cleaned in the filter, and the clean water comes out this end, and it's suitable to drink. It removes bacteria and parasites. It's not a bad idea to use a chemical purifier with this to ensure that the water is good. There's a lot of different types of filters on the market. There's more expensive ones, there's less expensive ones. This one was about $60, and I think it's actually the most commonly used one with backpackers in the US. At least that's what it said on the box, something like that. The filter does about 200 gallons of water, so it's a good idea if you get something like this to buy backup filters. Each backup filter is about $35, and you're going to need them. So I would highly recommend that everybody gets one of those. The next thing I'm going to show you is another filter. This is more of an emergency filter and not really intended for everyday backpacking type use. This will do about 20 gallons of water, although they do make one that does 50 gallons. This is made by Aqua, and it's called the Frontier Filter Straw. And as you can see, it has a charcoal filter inside. What you do is insert the straw into the top of the filter, and it allows you just to drink directly from your water source. And like I said, it does about 20 gallons, and there's one that does 50 gallons. But it's very small and compact, and it could fit in pretty much any survival kit you have. So it's definitely a good backup to other filters. The next thing I want to show you is also by the Aqua company. It's chlorine dioxide water treatment drops. And these are what the bottles look like. It's a 2-part system that you have to mix together. And the 2 bottles treat about 30 gallons of water. And this costs about $12. And when you're using chemical purifiers like this, you're going to want to filter it out with something first. You could easily use a bandana or a coffee filter. It's not a bad idea to keep stuff like this in your basic survival kit. This will just remove any large debris that's in the water any sediment or anything, and it'll just make drinking the water a lot more enjoyable. The next thing I want to show you is from the Katadyn company, the same people that make my filter. These are also chlorine chemical purifiers. And I don't really like these, and I wouldn't recommend them. The reason is it takes over 4 hours for this to work and to completely kill all the bacteria. So that's a long wait for your water, when most of this other stuff is instantaneous, or it takes less than a half an hour. Also, these seem to be more expensive than a lot of the other things here. These were $14 for 30 tablets, and that's pretty expensive. The next thing I want to show you is pretty common. Most people know about this, and it's just basically boiling water. That will kill bacteria and parasites and make it safe to drink. That's good because you never run out of anything. As long as you have wood, you'll be able to have a fire and boil water. That's one of the common ways I purify my water, just when camping or backpacking, is just boiling it. And for long-term survival, it's great. And it's a pretty common knowledge. I usually do it for about 1 minute of boiling, just to ensure that everything's dead. A lot of people say just do it, bring it up to a boil for a second and you're all set, but I figure better to be safe than sorry and ensure everything's dead. It's not going to hurt anything by leaving it boiling for a little while. The next thing is common household bleach. You can use this to purify your water. What you do is drop 2 to 5 drops per quart. You would do 5 drops if you suspected the water was very contaminated, and less if it was not as cloudy and more clear. But 1 jug of this will last you a long time. And just as a little disclaimer, you have to be very careful with this. If you use too much, you could poison yourself and it could be fatal. So use this information at your own risk. But this is a good method to purifying water, and it's cheap. The next thing I'm going to show is Potable Aqua, and this is a common iodine purifier. You can find this stuff at Walmart or pretty much any outdoor or camping store. It's probably one of the most common ones you see around. A lot of times it's only sold as 1 bottle, just the iodine tabs themselves. I've gotten the 2-bottle package, and the one with the yellow cap is just a neutralizer. It makes the water taste a lot better, and it removes the iodine taste and odor a little bit. Iodine is pretty nasty tasting if you've ever tasted it. Purified water. These are what the little tablets look like. They're pretty small. And that's basically what I have to show you today. Like I said in the beginning, you can only live about 3 to 4 days without water, and dehydration is a terrible way to die. If you're making a bug out bag or survival kit, it's important to consider these items. It's probably one of your top priorities, and that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your support and comments and everything. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.